You're listening to LSPN, the authority on sports-related podcasts.
Welcome to the Vandegrift Football Show. I'm your host, Chris Daly, and each week I will sit down with Coach Drew Sanders, and we will talk about Vandegrift Vipers football. Hey, we want to give a big thanks to Michael and Christina Underwood, the Underwood team, for sponsoring the show. Family-owned and operated, accredited luxury specialists, and proud supporters of Viper Nation. The Underwood team, your Vandegrift Viper area real estate experts. All right, everybody, join me in welcoming Coach Drew Sanders. Holy moly, a battle of the Titans. Tell me about it.
Hey, Chris, how are you?
Good.
Man, I'm excited to be talking to you. Yeah, we're still alive, man.
That's right.
What a win by the Vipers, last second field goal over the Westlake Chaparrals.
Yeah, so talk me through the flow of that, because Westlake jumped out early, but you know, if you like defensive games, this is a great show.
Yeah, you know, I had somebody tell me that this looked like a state semifinal or state quarterfinal game, and I would have to agree. Like, it was just two great defenses, kind of a slugfest, and we found a way to make the plays in the end. But you know, we got down early, got down by 11 actually, had a couple nice drives, but only could get field goals, and so we got down 14-3. And then Sam Brown, one of our running backs, just reeled off, great blocking by the O-line, just reeled off a nice 70-yard run and pulls us back in, kind of got us our breath back, if you will, got our feet underneath us.
Yeah.
Then, of course, Westlake comes roaring right back. They've got an amazing quarterback and a good offense. And then Hugo de la Var Vasquez knocks the ball out. They were driving. They were probably on about the 15-yard line or so. Mm-hmm. Driving into our territory, and we force a fumble right before half. So just huge there to turn them back right before half. So we go into the half down 4. And then, you know, we just come back out, and it's kind of a back and forth thing, and we get another takeaway. We can only get 3 from it. So then we go into the deep into the fourth quarter, down 14-13.
Yeah.
And we're into the wind the whole fourth quarter. And it's I don't know if you went to a game that night, but it's a pretty stiff wind.
Oh, it was a crazy wind.
15 mile an hour, yeah. Probably 15 mile an hour wind. And so that affected our throws, that affected everything, our punts. But, you know, we would continually find ways to stop them, but not always at the best times. So a couple of times our offense was just so backed up, it was hard to get out of their, you know, their own shadow of their own goalpost. Mm-hmm. But, you know, it was good to have Miles back. Miles Tedecki's been gone a couple of weeks, and so just so proud of his toughness. One of the best it has to be, and I think I can say this as, you know, I'm the only coach in Vandegrift history. So I think I can say this. It has to be one of the tougher performances I've ever seen from my quarterbacks. He's really any Viper player. I'm just so proud of Miles and what he represents to not just our program, but our whole community. Everybody knows who he is, the type of person he is, and just watching him do his thing and be back on the field was just a really impressive job by him. And then, so we get the ball back. We get the ball back, have a nice drive, and then Miles ends up throwing an interception with about 2 minutes left. So really crushing thing to have happen. And it doesn't look great, but we had saved all our timeouts. And so all the offensive coaches and Miles and everybody was being positive on the sideline, like, hey, we're going to have another chance. And then we 3-and-out them and sack the quarterback on third down when they attempt to pass, call our timeouts. We ended up having 1 timeout left because we used the 2-minute timeout wisely. And so our offense gets another chance, and then we have an amazing throw and catch from Miles to Ontario Jackman. Then we have a toe tap grab by Beekler. And then we have a screen catch by Brock Chilton, and he gets vertical. A couple more runs by Sam. We call a timeout, and then we go out and Wiley Olson kicks the game-winning field goal as his time expires.
I love that. And when you've got 2 great programs like this, not only great programs but individual teams, going up against each other, all three aspects of the game you've got to hit on. And it seems like, I shouldn't even say all three, all four, because coaching had to be in there too with that time management.
You're right. Yeah, you have to be. You know, the refs were doing some weird stuff with the play clock and subs. Like, if you were there, like, I guarantee a couple of fans was wondering what's going on with us. We never take, delay game penalties. Like, we probably have had 2 in the last 10 years. We're going to be organized. We're going to get it. And then we were subbing, but then they were delaying their sub, and the refs were letting them delay a good 10 to 12 seconds, which isn't normal. And so early in the second half, it was a 3rd and 6, and I had to just take a penalty because I didn't want to waste my timeouts. And so people probably wondered why I did that, but I just knew I'd need my timeouts later in this game. And lo and behold, that was the timeout that I called to kick the game-winning field goal. So, I hope that I know I managed that game well. I went for some field goals, and maybe people thought we shouldn't, but we need points. And then you're right. Special teams played a huge role. Wiley kicked a great punt. It won't go down in the record books or anything, but he kicked a punt about 32 yards straight into the wind to get us out of our own 5-yard line. And so, that's an example. But of course, he comes in and just ice in his veins and makes the game-winning field goal.
I love that. Obviously, you've talked about the kicker. Talk about some of the other players, because, again, defensively, you had to have some standouts.
We did. Before I do that, let me talk about the battery that handled the field goal. Lawson Lombard's been our holder almost the entire year. You obviously know Lawson's name. He was also our backup quarterback that started 2 games this year. What a team guy. He did a great job. And then Salo did an amazing job on our snapping. So those 3 guys, Wiley, of course, did an amazing job on the field goal. But, yes, Hugo de la Vara Vasquez, he's been a hero to us all year. Parker Davis made some big stops on that 3rd down. Jake Venuto Jr. made a huge 4th down stop earlier in the second half, tackled the quarterback on his own. He's a big quarterback, too. Solo tackle on 4th and 2. But those guys did just such a good job. And they had a lot of good individual efforts, but those guys come to mind.
Excellent. I love that. Well, so tell me you came out of that healthy, because that was a slugfest.
Yeah, I'd actually say we came out fairly healthy. We've got a couple of dings, but, for that kind of game, yeah, I'd agree. We came out pretty healthy.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about Brandeis. They won another tough one, too. They beat Sotomayor 35-32, so a field goal in there. Yeah. Now, they're scoring more than you, but they're giving up almost twice as much. So talk to me about that team.
Well, Brandeis is, for people that don't know, Brandeis is a very proud program. They're about as old as us in San Antonio. They're in the playoffs literally every year, but maybe once in the last 15 years. They always have good kids, always have a little speed, some good linemen. This year's version carries one of the state's leading rushers at the quarterback position, number 19. So he's rushed for over, listen to this, 1,400 yards.
Wow.
1,400 yards as a quarterback. Who's ever heard of that? Yeah. So we've got our hands full there. They are definitely going to give us some problems on the defensive end too. They're very sound. They have a 3-down front, and they don't get to this part of the season without being good. Everybody's good once you get to playoffs, and so this will be a full task. But I think our Vipers are up to the challenge.
I love that. And tell people where it's going to be, what time, all the good stuff.
This week we're going to play on Thursday, so we're playing on a short week. We've got the Broncos at Texas State, 7 o'clock tomorrow. Maybe a little rain, so bring your umbrella. Get ready for some good old playoff football, running the football in the rain, and I'm sure we can catch the ball too. But get ready to show up and see some real 6A football.
I love that. First off, congratulations on your first gold ball of this season. Hopefully we've got several more before we get that one that's not a ball, the big one.
Oh, yeah. Well, technically, that's my second gold ball because we're district champs this year, too.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
You know, don't forget that. But, yeah, we're going for our third gold ball this week.
I love it. All right, Coach. We'll talk next week, man.
Thanks, Chris. Always good talking to you.
Did you play Texas high school football? If you did, you're part of an elite group, the Brotherhood of Texas High School Football. All football players, past and present, who have ever suited up in the Lone Star State are eligible. Go to LoneStarGridiron.com/brotherhood. And thank you for the part you played in the greatest sport in the greatest state.